This is a topic on child abuse. So, child abuse is otherwise called as non-accidental injuries of childhood. It is also called as Cafe syndrome or child abuse syndrome. There are different synonyms, but usually it is an non-accidental injuries of childhood because these injuries are caused not due to accident but by man-made because of battering. A battered child is one who has received repetitive physical injuries. This is more important. He does not receive a injury or physical injury occasionally, but repetitive physical injuries as a result of non-accidental violence produced by a parent or guardian. It is not that a neighbor or an outsider does it. It is done by a parent or a guardian. In addition, these may be deprivation of nutrition. There may be deprivation of nutrition, care and affection to the child. All these things together also can join. So it is usually detected by discrepancy between the nature of injuries and the parent's history. The parents will give an history that he fell down from the stairs or he was fell down from the cot. But when he falls down from the cot, there will be multiple injuries all over the body. And if he is rolled down a staircase, there will be only one depressed fracture in the skull alone without any other scratches or abrasions on the body. So it will not match with the parent's history and the nature of injuries. In fact, this has to be detected by the doctor. So when the child is being brought by the parents with an history, we will have to see whether the history correlates with the injury which is being inflicted on the child. So once we have we are supposed to isolate the child, if possible, away from the parents or the guardian, and then have a comfortable person like a staff nurse or another counseling agent by our side, so that the child is very comfortable and it comes out with the facts of what has happened. So it is the physician or the pediatrician who has to detect this kind of battered child. Next is there will be a delay between the injury and the medical attention which cannot be explained. So they would have told the injury was 3 days back or 2 days back when the child is very serious, or when there are signs of inflammation, when the injury is very reddish in color or bleeding, or there is intense pain, they may not bring the child to the hospital for the fear it may be detected or the child may come out with the truth. So there will be a delay between the injury and the medical attention which cannot be explained. So they will actually say that they were out of station, hence could not see a doctor, or they had a religious function, hence did not approach a doctor. The classical features will be the age is usually less than 3 years because it cannot come out with accusing their parents. So it will be usually below 3 years. Above that usually they avoid. Then the sex is usually towards the male. The female child is slightly spared because of sympathy. Then position in the family. Commonly the eldest or the youngest or the unwanted child will be a battered child. So the eldest child where they have not planned for a child, or the youngest child where sometimes it can be a failure of contraception, or the unwanted child wherein they are economically weak, hence they cannot take care of another child. So all these things together irritate the parent, and then in turn they show their irritation to the child. The socio-economical status. Younger parenthood and lower socio-economical status also forms a part. The more younger their marriage, they will be probably immature to rear the child. That is why they have fixed the age of a marriage for a female to be 18 and male to be 21, and there is a proposal to increase the marriage age of both towards 21 so that they will be mature enough to take care of their family. And lower socio-economical status. Higher socio-economical status, in case they get irritated with the child, or it is not obeying, or it is persistent in certain things, they can employ a caretaker to teach the child or even sometimes to tame the child. But this will not be the occasion where a socially economical status they cannot afford a caretaker. Hence, they get irritated and it is a vicious cycle. Regarding the history, obvious discrepancies between the injuries and the explanations given along with the delay for seeking medical attention. As I told you, the history of the injury can be different and the explanations given for the injuries will not match with the injury and the delay for seeking medical attention. So, the delay cannot be justifiable. They may say that they did not think it was so serious, hence they thought it can heal by itself, or they can even say that they had gone to another doctor and then he did not treat well, or they may went to seek an alternative medication where they had given them some other lotion or medication. So there was a delay, and since it did not improve, they have brought to this doctor. So precipitating factors of the child itself can produce a battering of the child. So for example, constant bedwetting in spite of the parents telling them to go to a restroom and then go to sleep. They immediately after the dinner they go to sleep, or when they wake them up in the middle of the night to go to a restroom, the child does not obey, or it is adamant in crying for certain things which is not necessary. For example, the child can ask for a costly toy, or it can even be disobedient for a neighbor's things or a child toys. So in those cases it becomes difficult for the parents to teach the child.